we going, everybody? Just a quick one on our little lemon trees or citrus trees here in a little grove we have. After those high winds, I came out looking around, and I was brush cutting yesterday. So I came out to have a look at the trees and see what condition they're in after those high winds and the cold spell that we had, because citrus in Victoria, they struggle, and especially down here in the western regions, it's even colder, so we don't really have much success with growing citrus. But in saying that, I'm actually pretty impressed. After that crazy weather we've had, we've got a little bit of yellowing, and this is all weather-borne. See the yellowing we've got going on there? That's basically magnesium deficiency. So that needs another feed now, and what I'm going to do is give it some black grit, and that's got the magnesium in it. If you've got a lot of yellow leaves, it may be the fact that you've got too much moisture in the ground, or it's been watered too often and the ground is not draining away fast enough. And that's a problem I have near the veggie garden in one section where it does hold water. Even though it's dry on top, it's moist underneath. Airflow, the lack of airflow, citrus trees don't like that. So they need good airflow, good drainage. We'll have a quick look at the ones in the bags as well, the grow pots that I have. But before we go there, we're going to check out the little air layering pot that I've got here. Now this has been on here for a while. I've actually should have taken this fruit off. That shouldn't stay on there. That takes too much energy out of the little stump that we're trying to grow here. Now we've got a few fruit on the tree, lots of flowers, and if I move it around, it is quite firm this time. It doesn't move up and down, so I dare say the roots have grown somewhat more from last time. All right, let's do it. It might be a bit dry, which is a concern that I have because I don't venture out here often enough. Am I dreaming? I am dreaming. We got a bloody nest in here. We've got the root there that's rotting out. The bugger ants, look at this. I should have put a few on. I failed with this one, folks, I think. But I can't have failed because, well, I have failed because the soil was actually holding the moisture through, working as a conduit to keep this part alive. Now that I've taken it off, it may have grown another layer or sealed itself, or it simply will dry out now because there's no moisture left. Bugger, look how many ants there are down here, look at it. And they're actually nesting, they've got eggs there too, see there? They're carrying their eggs around, so I've just disturbed the nest. I think I should have put a tree guard around here, which would have actually protected it and stopped the ants from coming up and down. Now, when I first saw the ants, I thought I had scale, but it wasn't scale, folks. It was an ant's nest in my little air layering pod. So I failed. Well, I think I failed because, not only because of the ant's nest, but I think I've opened it up about 4 times. Now, that's something you shouldn't be doing. Checking it by just slowly moving it around like that, up and down, to see if there are roots growing. This was actually holding on there, but there was an ant's nest, and that's what's destroyed it. So minimum 6 months of growing time. And share with me if you've got some successful results with the air layering pots. I'd love to see what you've grown, what you've propagated from it, whether it's a lemon tree or camellias or roses, whatever you grow in your garden. Share it on our website or on this page that you're watching us on. And as far as your citrus trees are concerned, folks, look out for rust, because if you're in Victoria, now I'm talking about Victoria, in the northern parts of Australia where it's warmer, obviously they'll do a lot better because they are a warm to hot climate variety plants, that is. Don't mind Jack in the background, he's playing with the dogs. They're running in circles. In the colder regions like we are here, where it's been raining on and off, now today's been gorgeous, make sure if you've got rust, and I'll show you what rust looks like. There's none here. These are the pots that I was mentioning earlier. We're on our way to see the tree with rust. But I thought I'll stop here and show you these are the grow pots that we've got the trees growing in. They're doing really well. The lemon tree gets a bit more shade than I care for it to have over that in that spot there, and that's why it's a little bit bare on the bottom. So I'm thinking I might have to move that one there. The grapefruit is doing tremendously well. We had one fruit on it. And something came at night and took it away. I don't know what it was, but it had scratch marks all over it. It wasn't a possum, that's for sure. Mandarine's doing extremely well, as is this one here. Now this is a mandarine, yes, honey Murkot. We lost the foliage on this side, but see all the beautiful growth coming on. No discoloration, or just a little bit here. You can see a couple of spots here and there. That's not an illness or a major issue. I would say probably, I reckon it's a combination of dehydration, heat, obviously there it goes, it just fell, and then, hydrating it really fast. So the hydration needs to be more constant with it. And you can see the leaves are really green still here, nice and colourful, and the new growth is vibrant, strong. So that's a good sign. a little bit of a discoloration here and there as I've got down here going on, here and all that. That could be climatic caused, not from the soil, because overall it's doing extremely well. So the cold weather, hot weather, rain, dry, all those affect the plant. It's not always about feeding the plant, it's about controlling the microclimate above and in the soil. Oh, it's that time of the afternoon, folks, when we're filming this and the corellas are coming over. They've just flown past. Eventually they'll be stopping in my little orchard to say hello. Hello to my little friend. Come over here. This is the mandarine that's got the rust on it. So I was mentioning earlier, this is a bed of catnip and the bees are loving it. But see that there? That's rust developing from cold conditions. So for some reason this gets a bit more wind and rain here. For whatever it is, it's just a bit more congested. Probably the moisture from the ground from the catnip underneath is also causing it to be damp for a longer period, so rust does develop on it. Now you can spray rust if you like, and the only thing I'd use is our disease control pack. I wouldn't touch anything else, and give it a light spray, but not at the moment with the flowers on. Too many flowers on here too. They've set fruit, most of them. Give it another week or so. It's not going to kill the plant. Well, if it's at this sort of level, it's not going to hurt the plant, so you can afford to wait another week to allow the flowers to set fruit. Spray with the disease control pack. It's available on our website if you haven't got it, and that way you protect your plants, and you can use it across the board on your roses, on tomatoes and other vegetables in the garden alike. So before we go, guess what? It's out. The summer edition has just arrived. It's just landed in our warehouse. All the VIP members, folks, your magazines will be getting shipped out in the next couple of days, so look out for it in the mail. It'll be there. We've got Menexia on the front cover, who's from Heathcote, 20 acres and off the grid she is, literally. And great stories in there too from a couple of other garden folks and community gardens. So all the VIP members, your magazine's going to be distributed to you in the next few days. I won't say a couple of days, it'll be a few days. And if you're not a subscriber, you've got till the end of the month to subscribe to get a copy of the summer edition as your first issue. $39.99, folks. That's all it is to subscribe. 4 magazines per year, and you get a lot of other great benefits which are available on our website to read about. So take advantage of it. Subscribe today. Enjoy some great reading and look after your garden, your citrus trees. Don't overfeed them, especially with the flowers, because you'll cause them to drop everything. Just give them a light tidy up and maybe a spray or two, and a little bit more mulch around the base if it's running a little bit dry. Vasili'sGardenWebsite.com is where you go. From me, Vasily, I'll see you tomorrow. Maresi. Yes, folks, the Yarra Valley Plant Fair and Garden Expo is on again this year. It was cancelled for October, but rescheduled for November the 20th and 21st. Put it in your diary. Check it out at yarravalleyplantfair.com.au. Heaps of plant stall holders, plants, garden products, tools, produce, and lots more for you to enjoy. I'm going to be there. Jane Edmondson's going to be there as well, giving you a live talk. Come down and say hello, meet everybody, and have a wonderful weekend. yarravalleyplantfair.com.au. From me, Vasily, Maresi. See you there.